Alright, it's nighttime. Alright, I thought I heard someone. Alright. I don't know. Oh, yeah. This, I don't think this guy is in the actual game. This is, an edition, I believe, made by Fallout New Vegas redesigned free or something. And what it does is it basically modifies a bunch of stuff to make things look more detailed and sensical, for lack of a better word I can't think of. For example, Deputy Beagle, who we met, you know, he was captured by the Powder Gainers and he was roughed up and taken prisoner. You know, and when we saw him, he kind of had like a black eye and looked a little scuffed up. In the base game, he looks totally fine. But Fallout New Vegas Redesigned made those little changes, you know, to add a little bit more depth and detail in the game, to sort of make, like, you know, because that's what would probably happen if you were roughed up and like taken prisoner by some criminals. And this guy, I believe, he's another courier, and the Johnson Nash in there mentioned that we were like, there were 6 deliveries that were all very strange, and we were courier 6, but there were 5 others. This is number 4. Okay, let's look at hours for reference. Deliver the package to the north entrance of the Vegas Strip by way of Freeside. An agent of the recipient will meet you at the checkpoint, take possession of the package, and pay for the delivery. Bring the payment to Johnson Nash of the Mojave Express Agency in Prim. Bonus on completion, 250 caps. Manifest. This package contains 1 oversized poker chip composed of platinum. Contract penalties. You are an authorized agent of Mojave Express until the delivery is complete and payment has been processed. Contractually obligated to complete this transaction. Basically, terms of service. This guy's thing, it's the same exact deal, except instead he has 2 oversized dice composed of fuzzy material. So, like, you know, the kind of goofy thing you would hang in your rearview mirror. So, yeah, and all of so there were 6, and we'll find out what this is all about later on. I don't know why these are here. Oops, why do I... There we go. Alright. And, let's see, no? Alright. So, we're gonna head to Nipton, but first we're gonna head to this Mojave outpost. As you can see, it's pretty dark out. This is the ENB, I believe. Yeah, as you can see, without the ENB, it's pretty bright out. Same thing in Skyrim. I mean, it makes sense. I don't blame them. I feel like this is how it should be, because, you know, like I said, it's not fun shooting guns that don't, like, where the bullets go all over the place and they're totally inaccurate. Well, it's not necessarily fun to go through someplace in the night when you can't see everything, even though, you know, if I were to walk outside right now, I mean, like, what freaking time is it? It's 2 a.m. If I were to walk outside right now, this is what it would look like. But, you know, so... And for something you can do that I should mention, if you hold down the Pip-Boy button, you turn on this light that will... So you get like this little flashlight. It's basically an ambient light. If we had the Pip-Boy 3000, the default thing, on, it would be glowing. Basically, it's kind of basically the logic behind is like if you had like a cell phone and you turned up the screen brightness on like a white or similar screen. It's basically that kind of logic. Although it doesn't really make sense for it to be this sort of ambient sphere around you per se. But for gameplay purposes, it works pretty well. There are some mods that allow for a flashlight, but I don't think I've ever gotten them to work, but it doesn't really matter. Once we get my real armor, the real stuff I'm going to be wearing throughout the entire playthrough, we're gonna see... We're gonna have access to night vision and stuff, which does not work with the CMB, to my knowledge, so... And I haven't been able to get it to work, so... Maybe I'll try and get that to work before we start. Who knows? But I'm surprised I didn't get attacked. Usually there are enemies in that little place. And one of my... What is that up there? That's weird. just some dust. Anyways, one of my criticisms of New Vegas. So I mean, I love this game to death. This is probably my favorite Bethesda game. I like, or even though it's technically not made by Bethesda, it's published by Bethesda, but it was made by Obsidian Studios, who, for those unaware of the history, Fallout is a game that was actually a... What the hell? Oh, really frightening music all of a sudden for nothing. Let's turn off this. Because, yeah, enemies will notice you more if you have that light on. Okay, we're coming up to a gas station here. And there are bad guys. So we want to kill before we're killed, as they say. Right, I totally lost track of the other guy. Okay, there he is. Ooh, he doesn't like it. Alright, the other guy is over here. Hang on, let me... there we go. I needed to readjust myself. He's totally unfazed by the gunshot, so... Got him. Alright. Yeah, I think one of the mods I installed also makes bullets fly faster, because they're really unrealistically slow in this normally. Bullets are usually... I mean, in some games they're unrealistically fast, but that's not because of... But that's because of the nature of how they're programmed. Like Call of Duty, for instance. Call of Duty works on a hit scan system, which is where... Okay, no, that's not a person, that's a cactus. Which is where, like, you pull the trigger, and then the game detects, like... And then the game, like, picks, like, say... Alright, here, let me get this guy's stuff, and then... Alright, so, here... Alright, this isn't a good weapon to demonstrate. Here we go. See how this is like basically... This looks like kind of like a Call of Duty traditional crosshair. So basically, the way it works is if I shoot my gun, it will land anywhere within this general area of the crosshair. Uh-oh. And as you can see, it's not always hitting. In fact, it's really not hitting. I should... Ooh. That was bad news. Alright, come on. Anyways, to continue my train of thought...
You like that?
Ooh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Ow! Bugger? Okay, well, my train... I don't care! Stop it! Turn around. It's not going well. Come on. Get over here. Can't see you, you're in a freaking bush. Okay, he didn't like that. Oh, he's running inside. Alright, I need to think this through. Alright, before I go in there and deal with them, let's continue my train of thought. So, basically the way it would work is... for example, this shotgun. This shotgun fires... I've got enough ammo to waste. Let me... let's go to this side. Alright, if I shoot this shotgun... that didn't really work very well. What does this say? Wish I was at the Sierra Madre. It is the Sierra Madre. Well, maybe we'll find out later. But, anyways, if I were to shoot, imagine that bullet hole. But there should be more, because I'm shooting buckshot, so there should be more pellets. I don't know, there should be like 7 pellets or so. I don't know why they didn't all register. But, like, if I were to shoot, it would, like, sort of randomly choose where those 7 pellets would go in this crosshair. So, in some games, like Halo and Fallout in specific, what it does is when you pull the trigger, the game generates a projectile that travels to the wall, or to whatever you're pointing at, and then when it hits someone, that's when the hit registers and whatnot. Same thing in Battlefield. So that's how it works in this game. In Call of Duty, it works on a hit scan system, which is basically like if I were to aim down the sights and with, say, and it would be like my varmint rifle here, where it's like there would be no spread. It would hit exactly what I'm aiming at almost as soon as I pull the trigger. I mean, they might artificially make some sort of like bullet velocity where it's like it takes time for the bullet to register, or like you have to lead it or whatnot. I don't know, but normally that's not how that works. So, but and there's nothing inherently wrong with inherently better or wrong with either one, because bullets fly very fast, and in fact, Battlefield, to balance things out, they have, like, projectiles and stuff that actually, are weighed down by gravity, which is is realistic, but they also really bring down the bullet velocities of a lot of guns unrealistically, like they shoot about. Come on, stupid. Ah. Ooh, okay, that's what gun? What gun is this jackass using? Oh, the cowboy repeater. That's right. Yeah, I hate that gun. That gun causes me problems all the time early game. Okay, wait, what am I looking for? Doctor's bag. Let's restore my freaking. Oh, your crazy animation screwed me up. And I'm dead. Gosh, those stupid animations that don't. Okay, you need to go. Okay, she's dead. The heck? Oh, she. Alright, hang on a minute. Aid. Alright, let's get the doctor's bag. Stim pack. Weapons. 9mm. This is a giant mantis. But it's a giant mantis nymph. Which, nymphs in mythology are like small. Oh, I don't have time for this. Crap. Crap. Super stim pack. God. This freaking cowboy repeater. Get out of here. Uh-oh. Yeah, she opened this door. Here's another Sunset Sarsaparilla bottle cap. We'll find out more about those later. I don't know what this guy. I don't know what this guy's story is. I guess he was just traveling along and then he got captured by these guys. Takes all this nice flamer fuel. Yeah, when you use a super stim pack, you get a super stim pack debuff. I have no idea what it does. Debuff generally means, like, I believe it. Where's this guy here? He always gets stuck in the door like that. It's really annoying. Means like that it's something. There's some sort of bad, like, negative effect. So I don't know what the sun's. These are drugs. Yeah, there's a lot of there's various drugs in this game. Jet, Psycho, Hydra. They all have various bonuses. Psycho, I believe, increases your strength, and by virtue of that, increases the amount of damage your guns do or something. I don't use drugs. What the heck is going on? Okay, that was some ragdoll or something going crazy over there. Yeah, okay. I need to get better stuff. This, getting sick of trying to think of the armor that I really want is not until the last DLC. So I think I'll use my own armor, the armor from the mod that I made. Haha, I'll use that for a while. What the heck? Okay, because I saw my I saw my crosshair turn red from something, and then I see that tumbleweed moving, and I get scared. All right, we're gonna head up there next. But we also want to check this place out. But where is it? There it is. We're gonna encounter some rad scorpions. Yeah, so these guys can be trouble. The small ones, obviously, the one I just killed, not so much trouble. The big ones, like this is an average sized one. As you can see, he's much tougher. He got a little too close from the comfort there. And he's got friends, so... Oh, run, run! I don't like this. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. Oh. Oh, God, this game is... Ooh, I'm using the wrong one! What the heck? Looks like his little stinger was crippled. And he's running away. He's... Oh, man. Those guys are freaking tough. Ugh. And then those were just the average-sized ones. Up there, I believe, are giant rad scorpions, and those ones are basically unkillable. I can't get them. I can't kill them with my current weapons and everything. And they are also fast. Like, I will sprint away, but they will be, like, the second I stop sprinting, they will be right on my heel and just stab me in the butt. Which is not healthy. Alright, that's not anything. Alright, this place has a specific purpose. We will find out. Alright, gumdrops. I'm always curious. What's up with this? Why are they I mean, they are actually radioactive, but they're radioactive because... They're radioactive only because, obviously, the radiation from nuclear fallout. I wonder why that's the name of it. But I don't think they were, when they were manufactured, I don't imagine that they were radioactive then, because why would you want that? Alright, then there's some BBs and a BB gun, which is kind of pointless, but oh well. And this is just a bunch of food that I don't need. Ammunition, gun cabinet, which I can't open. Alright. Now, the only piece of information in here was Mayor Stern's journal. 2 out of 2, that is. Let's read it. I can hardly believe my luck. Literally, I'm agape. Just now I was approached by a rather intense young man calling himself Mr. Fox. Yeah, right. When we were alone in my office, he let it be known that he's a member of Caesar's Legion. He knew that NCR troops and powder gangers often spend time in Nipton. It turns out that the Legion hates and wishes to make an example of both groups. The NCR for obvious reasons, and powder gangers for harassing Legion raiding parties on this side of a river. I didn't have to think a moment about Mr. Fox's proposition before accepting it. All I have to do is convince the powders to kidnap any NCR troops at night. When both groups are in town, the Legion boys will scoop everyone up. For this simple task, I have been offered 8,000 caps. I could almost go back to the NCR right away, but who knows how much else I might make off of this Legion lackey. I'm going to start stockpiling some supplies in a safe house between here and the Mojave Outpost, just in case I decide to head back home in a hurry. Very exciting. Signed with a steady hand on the keyboard. Super Mayor Joseph B. Stein III, Esquire. Yeah, it says on the keyboard, but that was in a book. We'll make sense of that and soon. But yeah, so this is the safe house that he's referring to. I don't know why that thing is there. But yeah, so that's the safe house that they're referring to. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, I accidentally took the 9mm casings. Oh well. Yeah, we don't want to go straight up there, because that's where we're going to find the rad scorpions that are going to just super murder us. What's in here? There's some stuff in here, I believe. Yep, here we go. Some more ammo. Okay. And then these metal boxes, for some reason I always look inside of them, but they always just have junk, like paperweights and scrap metal. You know, stuff for the crafting mechanic that I already talked about that I hate. Anyways, can't really see it, it's too dark. Oh. Oh, that's weird. When I do that, the lighting on those cars goes a little... That's weird. I don't know why that's happening. Oh, and then now that I get close, it's... Oh, so I guess that's just normal. Well, it's not normal, it's... Oh well. Ooh, alrighty. Yeah, ooh, I wonder what that is. In fact, I'm sick of this night. Let me get up there! What's in here? It's empty. That usually contains a bunch of garbage, too. Really, the only thing you ever want to look inside are ammunition. Whoops, wrong button. We're gonna wait. Let's do 5 hours. 8 a.m. Ooh, there we go. Hi!
Hello
Oh my
there.
god.
It's good to see a friendly face. I almost took you for a raider, I did. Name's Malcolm. Malcolm Holmes. Don't suppose you'd care to trade. I'm missing a few essentials and... screw this. Lying just ain't in my nature. I'll tell it to you straight. I've been following you for a good bit now.
Why are you following me? Go on and don't follow me. You'll live longer. Alright. Why?
It started off innocently enough. I was traveling, as I often do, and happened to observe you picking up one of those blue star caps. You didn't show any reaction to it, so I figured you didn't know what you'd gotten your hands on.
Now, that's weird, because he says he noticed us pick up one of the Sunset Sarsaparilla star bottle caps, which I picked up 2 already, I believe. And so it's like, when did he see us pick that up? Because both of those we picked up in indoors. The first one was in Jane's skydiving, whatever. And then the second one was in that gas station. Oh, good God, I'm sorry. Those, not gas station, road stop. So it's like, how did he see us? Was he, like, looking in the windows? Or was he, like, a ninja or invisible? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. It's just, you know, a gameplay convention. Alright, so what's so special about these caps?
There's an old wasteland legend that says somewhere out there is a fabulous treasure from before the war. Those caps with the blue star on them, the tale goes, are the key to that treasure. They're called Sunset Sarsaparilla stars.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Alright, what kind of treasure are we talking about? Like, what's...
No one knows. Money, weapons, water. It is, or maybe was, something of value, and that's enough to get people motivated.
Dang.
Nah, I gave it up years ago. Too dangerous. And even if I did still collect them, I'd tell you the same. There's people out there so mad with the idea of treasure that they'll attack strangers just on the suspicion that they have some of those caps.
Thanks for the info.
No problem. If you do end up trying to collect more stars, watch out for a man named Alan Marks. He's killed several people for their stars already.
So Alan Marks is someone who's been hunting down people to get their star bottle caps that they've picked up for whatever reason. That makes me wonder, was the person that was killed inside that road stop, was he killed by the Jackal gang members that were in there that we fought off, or was he already dead and killed by Alan Marks? I don't know. Ooh. Hello. You are a traveling merchant.
Hey there. Need any?
I would like to see what you got. Alright. Apparel. Metal helmet. Aid. Miscellaneous. Still no 10mm rounds. Where's these 5.56 rounds? Which, alright, let's go there. Miscellaneous. Wait a minute. That is weird. Why aren't these NCR bills showing up in a miscellaneous? Yeah, I'm getting much less. I'm getting. I don't know. I'm actually getting quite a bit. So let's see. That's really the most valuable thing. Oh yeah, this. I don't need these. I don't know. Let's see. Where'd I get those from? Yeah, and then these. They don't offer permanent upgrades. I think in Fallout 3 they offer permanent upgrades to skills, but not here. Okay. All right, let's you can have all these cases. You're not going to give me any money for them, but I don't want them in my anyways. Oh yeah, so pre-war money too. Ammo. Alright, weapons. Anything in here that I don't want or need? Oh yeah, the incinerator. Alright. Apparel. I'll keep that for now. Alright. So what do you got? I already bought some 5.56s. Or 5.56s. And weapons. He has this thing, which this is a plasma pistol. This does 29 damage per shot. This does 33. I don't think this is in the base game. I believe this is probably something added from a mod. Yeah, I think so. Cause look at the little symbol down here. Like, notice there's subtle differences between the two, the style of the two pictures. Like the lines on this one are thicker than this one. It's also might be a lower resolution, I don't know. As you can see, this guy's selling it to me for almost, like, for over 3 times the price. Well, not over 3 times, but, over, like, you know, almost 3 times the price. So, that's because my barter skill is so low, so I'm not going to buy it from him. I think we're done here. Okay. Hey, how you doing?
Coming from the north? Must be crazy to brave those roads.
Really? Alright, where am I?
Outpost. Mojave Outpost. Watching a lot of nothing feels like a big Brahmin pen for caravans. They've been stopped for a while, waiting for the roads north to clear. Or the clearance papers to go through. Looks like you've walked away, so if you need to shake the dust off, head to the barracks at the bars there. Not much, but better than nothing.
Okay. Alright, what are those statues
Those two
of?
represents unification. Mostly good for shade. Won't do much else when the Legion reaches us.
Alright. So, yeah, this is another NCR place, obviously. And again, you get the idea, like, there's nothing going on here. It's just because I'll give you a little bit more geography here. This is where we're at right now. This is going southwest, and it's going back towards the NCR proper. Shady Sands is the capital, and like more in California because it's the New California Republic. That's what the NCR stands for. So this is going back into California, and over here, this is the Colorado River. Right here is the Hoover Dam. You can kind of make it out. That's what was mentioned in the intro. That's what the big war is over between the NCR and Caesar's Legion. That was also mentioned in the intro and by that journal we picked up. The Legion, their base is like right here, and then the NCR are established like on this side where there's some like facilities for the dam and like all along the dam itself. But then the Legion is like right here, and they're in free. I believe the initial battle for the dam was like 3 years ago, and then the Legion lost. We'll find out why later. And they're just like all hanging out up here, just sort of like gathering strength so that they can attack the dam again. So yeah, but these guys are all the way out here, super far away from the fight, so they're just, you know, basically doing nothing, and that's what that guy's talking about. Anyways, I asked about the statue. Oh god, I'm gonna have to try and fix it again. I don't know what's going on. See this statue? Let's get a look at it with better lighting from the sun that way. Dip, 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 dip. Like, this stuttering is... That stuttering, by the way, it's not my system. Like, I can run Skyrim with various 4K texture mods and stuff. Various increased polygon mesh mods and everything, and on Ultra with Real Vision Maximum ENB. And if I disable depth of field, that is, I have a rock solid 60 FPS like 99% of the time. This stuttering that's happening is just because this game's engine, Gamebryo, is a piece of burning garbage. So there's nothing that can be redone about it, really, unfortunately. But yeah, this statue. You will recognize this guy from, as you can see, this is all made out of, like, you know, garbage and stuff, like, but you know, you gotta make do with what you can. There's really, you know, there's not much, like, you know, giant pieces of stone and stuff coming out of quarries in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. And this, as you can see, this is a guy from the game's cover, main menu, and in the intro. That is, in this game's context at least, an NCR veteran ranger, which are NCR Rangers who... We haven't met any NCR Rangers yet, but all we've met are just normal soldiers and troopers and stuff. But they are, like, huge badasses. Like they're basically the Navy SEALs of the NCR. They've been in the NCR for like 20 years at least, or have been Rangers for like 20 years or so, and they have that armor with like the helmet and the mask and everything. But they weren't originally. They were originally Rangers from, I think, Salt Lake City. Like, that's where the armor is from. And like they were just like originally just like Mojave Desert Rangers and stuff. I can't really remember. I'll look that up. And then that's a normal NCR Ranger. They've got like some armor, and they've got like that big white hat and stuff. And what this is this is supposed to represent unification. That is, the NCR Ranger. Oh, there's a plaque right here. In the year 2271, the Desert Rangers of Nevada, there we go, and the Rangers of the New California Republic met at this spot to sign the Ranger Unification Treaty. Under this treaty, the Desert Rangers agreed to be absorbed into the NCR in exchange for the NCR's protection of Hoover Dam, New Vegas, and southern Nevada against the forces of Caesar's Legion. So, basically, this game takes place in 2281, and so like 10 years ago, the Mojave Desert Rangers here, or Nevada. What was it? What was it? Desert Rangers of Nevada. These guys, they merged with the regular Rangers, and under the agreement that the NCR would then expand into all into the Mojave and they got the Hoover Dam back up and running, and that they would protect it from Caesar's Legion, who would then take it and then start conquering everything. We'll find out more about the Hoover Dam and stuff, but that's what the whole game is centered around, actually. So these guys, so they merged, and so this armor no longer represents the Desert Rangers of Nevada. It's now basically NCR all the time. So that's the history behind that armor. And anyways, it represents, you know, a pretty decent historical thing. The NCR making peace with these guys, and both of them combining together for the betterment of the wasteland, and to basically like be better, like, and let me find the right words, and you know, serve the people better for like the common good and like all sorts of ways. And that guy that we just talked to, he said you know, nothing much. It's mostly good for shade. Like, so he's saying, so all the symbolism behind this of, you know, these two peoples coming together and meeting and then agreeing to merge together as opposed to go to war and one conquering another, which is what, say, Kaiser's Legion would prefer. Like, Kaiser's Legion wants to just come in here and just conquer everyone. But, like, instead of these two people merge together, like, the whole theme of Fallout games is war, obviously. And these two groups did not make war, they made peace. And so that's, like, a pretty big, you know, that's, like, a pretty big deal, because like, as we'll find out, war is just, like, it never changes and it never ends. Like, even after, like, pretty much the end of a world, because of a war still goes on. People still, you know, find reasons to go to war. And so these people make peace, and that's, like, a huge deal and, like, a huge sign of progress in this wasteland, that two groups of power of military nature, no less. Like, these are, again, like, huge badass rangers, like, two groups coming together and saying, you know what, there's no reason for us to fight, let's just merge together and become, like, stronger, and that way we're not weaker as individuals, but we're, like, stronger in numbers, you know, have all the strengths, none of the weaknesses and whatnot. And let's make peace, not war. And so that's, like, a huge, you know, like, a huge step of, as I said, huge, like, it's, like, progress in like, that maybe the NCR is kind of helping the wasteland get back to the way things were in a civilization where the first instinct is not, okay, we gotta kill these guys and protect ourselves, or maybe, like, let's, you know, be polite and diplomatic. And so that's the whole, like, sort of symbolism behind this. And what does this guy have to say? It's good for shade. So, like, this guy, he represents another thing about the NCR, with regards to, like, how we saw back in Prim, how the NCR is kind of weary, and spread too thin across the Mojave. This guy represents something else. Is that most people in the NCR, like, the NCR is, their main objective is to sort of reform civilization in the same, like, with old world values of democracy and, the rule of law. Like, basically, they're the closest thing to, like, the United States in the post-apocalypse. What's funny is that they're more like the United States than the actual surviving United States government, but we'll mention that. I'll talk about that much later. And so, you know, it's like the NCR stands for, like, all these things, like, you know, democracy and, you know, like, freedom, civilization, rule of law and stuff. They stand for all of these honorable things. But this guy, he doesn't care for any of that. He probably doesn't, like, you know, I don't know why he's fighting. He doesn't really, I don't think he really tells us. Maybe I'll look that up, I can't remember. But he represents something else about the NCR, is that, much like, say, modern-day America, people forgot what is important about the country. What makes the NCR special, what makes the United States special. Like, you know, the history, you know, all the principles that the nation was founded on, whatever. Like, you know, say, like, imagine, like, if this was the Washington Monument, a monument to the greatest president in United... Oh yeah, get used to that line. You're gonna hear that a lot. You know, like, imagine if this was Washington Monument, a monument to the greatest president in history, the president who didn't even want to be president. Like, he didn't, like, he was, you know, he was the general of the First Continental Army in the Revolutionary War. And he was a pretty badass general, too. He didn't want to be president. He didn't want to be in a position of power. He felt he had done enough to serve his country. Then, but because everyone wanted him to be president, he ended up like he's like, all right, I'll be president, and he served for one term and then got reelected for a second term, and then there was no term limit at the time, and he resigned from office at the end of his second term because he said 2 terms is enough for a president. Like, no president should serve more than 2 terms, and you can see that guy has. George Washington had great character because he didn't just because he wasn't like I'm in a like most politicians today would be like I'm in a position of power, I'll do whatever benefits me and screw everyone else that voted for me and stuff. George Washington he was the most honest and virtuous president in the United States. He was the first and he was the best. And all presidents afterwards followed his example. Like, every time they served 2 terms, they stepped down and they didn't bother to get reelected because they wanted to follow his great example. Until FDR, who was elected for 4 terms, although he served during the Great Depression and World War II, so maybe he, because he was busy trying to help the country get out of the Great Depression, and also as a commander-in-chief during World War II. So 2 huge problematic events. Maybe electing someone else in the middle might be a bad idea, might cause some issues and mess things up. Maybe not, but still, he also did a lot of other sketchy things. Like, he tried to change the Supreme Court count from 9 to 15 or something, just so that he could appoint 6 more Supreme Justices so that he could get more stuff passed, because a lot of stuff he was trying to do is unconstitutional, or deemed unconstitutional by that Supreme Court, and so he wanted to tip the scales in his favor. He also had, a lot of his bills were overridden by, he vetoed a lot of stuff from Congress, and Congress overrided most of his bills. Okay, I'm getting off track. Anyways, just imagine the Washington Monument here. Again, all the things I just said about George Washington, a monument to the greatest president in the nation's history. That's supposed to honor him and all of his great deeds and virtues. And imagine that's here, and it's what's this monument about? Oh, it's nothing much, but it's mostly good for shade. That's kind of what's going on here, and so that kind of gives you an idea. If you were to ask, the majority of Americans today, what's good about George Washington, they wouldn't really know, because, I'm a big history buff, so maybe that's just my thing, but, he said to go to the barracks. Let's go there first.